Hi, everyone. My name is Ian Thompson. I'm the CEO of TooMuchWifi. I'm excited to tell you an awesome trip I'm taking across South Africa, and I could really use your help. So I think before I tell you anything about TooMuchWifi, I want to show you the trip that I'm taking. It's pretty crazy. So it starts right here in Cape Town, and I go around the whole country, basically. I'm doing it in order to find a bunch of really interesting people, community leaders, community-based entrepreneurs, education and safety activists, and internet providers. But what's TooMuchWifi about? Good question. Let me start with that. This is Jonathan. He is a self-proclaimed nerd. He uses the internet at home. He uses it on his motorcycle when he's in the middle of nowhere. He uses it when he comes to the office. All the time, he needs it. So here's a crazy thing. He ends up spending around 2 Rand per gigabyte. For those of you not in South Africa, that works out to like 12 cents a gigabyte. Pretty good deal. It's a particularly good deal if you think about the fact that he only spends 0.15% of his total income getting online. Now, that's not the case for most South Africans. Many South Africans are a lot more like Patricia. Patricia is Jonathan's domestic worker. She comes and helps Jonathan 1 day a week clean up his house. Jonathan and I need a lot of help cleaning up all sorts of things. And here's a crazy thing. When she buys internet, she doesn't have a choice, really. She basically buys from the mobile network operators, unless she's using Jonathan's internet at home. Now, the average domestic worker in South Africa makes about 250 Rand per day. And when you're buying 60 Rand per day for airtime that you convert into data, well, that works out to 200 Rand per gigabyte. Now, think about that for a second. That's ridiculous, right? That's 100 times more than what Jonathan pays. And here's the craziest thing. Remember, she only makes about 250 Rand per day, right? So that works out to 20% of her income. That's nuts. And here's the worst part. She doesn't live alone, right? This is her daughter, Simtanda. And Simtanda is a math genius. True story. So Jonathan thought to himself, what do I do about this? Simtanda doesn't go to a great school where she doesn't have a lot of interaction with other math geniuses, but the internet could help. He reached out to me. We started TooMuchWifi. It's been a ton of fun. And since we started, well, we've saved our customers about 15 million Rand. That works out to $15 million. That works out to 225 million Rand. And we've done that in 16 Cape Town communities with 75 community-based staff members. We've touched over 120,000 customers, and we've done that all in about 30 months since the middle of 2017. Now, for those of you outside of South Africa that don't really understand the problem, here it is clearly. People are spending far too much data on data. And we have another huge problem in South Africa, huge unemployment, right? 600,000 people graduate from high school every single year, and a lot of them are not prepared for the workforce. So what do? We take excellent internet, we deliver it really cost effectively into the communities that need it most in South Africa. And how we do it really is around a community-based business model where we work really closely with staff members from the same communities that we support. And that nerd, Jonathan, well, he's been an incredible software system that does everything from help your customers to help our staff to really help our other nerds, the guys that have to make sure the network is up and running, make sure it's up and running. So here's our team. Me, I'm clearly not South African. I'm American, was a military officer, came to South Africa for the first time in 1997 to play a little bit of rugby and have a little bit of fun. Came back for a 3-month sabbatical in 2015, and I'm still here 5 years later. Jonathan, yeah, he's a total nerd. He's been nerding for a long time, and he's been doing software for over 20 years. But most importantly, our community-based staff. Here's an example of, this is an example of Jane in Dunoon, right? Using Jonathan's tools to get everything she needs done. And all our content that we offer for free is super relevant and sometimes kind of fun, right? But most importantly for us, it makes our staff be able to understand what they need to do every single day to support our customers. And the other thing we do a lot is work hand in hand with community leaders. The pictures there are Sarah, our community leader in Imizamietu, working with Mama Miriam. Mama Miriam is an excellent woman that really knows what needs to get done in the community. So we find ways to accelerate her work using the internet. The things we do in the community really work out to 2 things, right? We are committed to leaving 30% of gross revenue that we earn in that community in terms of salaries and in terms of all the marketing material we buy. This shirt, produced in Googs, I think. And then the other thing so that's if we take 100 Rand from a community, if we earn 100 Rand from the community, we make sure that we leave at least 30 within that community. And then the other thing we do is if we sell 100 gigs of data, we make sure that we give back at least 10 of those gigs to community-based organizations, because guess what? Those communities know exactly what they need the internet for. Now, that doesn't help anybody unless it helps Patricia, right? Well, finally, 16 weeks ago, we got we got her installed in Kailicha, and we took her from 200 Rand a gigabyte down to about 4 Rand a gigabyte. We took her from spending about 20% of her income on internet access down to 0.9%. But remember, she doesn't live alone. She's got a whole family and an incredible group of people that live around her that need to get online as well. She gets her entire family online now for about 4% of her income. And the story doesn't end there, obviously, because we got Simtanda, right? Guess what? During COVID, she's online cavorting with other nerds on the internet, making friends and learning math and getting better, right? She's not the only one, right? Her sister, Sintemba, 19 years old, and is now earning 20% selling data to her neighbors and even selling installations. Every time she sells an installation to somebody in her community, she makes about as much as her mom could make in a single day. Pretty incredible stuff. Now, get back to what I was talking about before. I'm going around the country. I'm looking to meet incredible community leaders, incredibly community-based entrepreneurs, people that care deeply about education, about safety, and then internet providers. Right? If you are an internet provider and, well, you want to make a little bit more money, we're happy to explore how we can buy some more internet from you. But remember, I'm also looking for business mentors, great people around the country. This is generally my trip. I go up, I go right, I come down, I come around, and I come back to Cape Town. If you can think of anybody I should be meeting while I'm out there, or it's you, please reach out, let me know. All right. And also, I'm going to be on my motorcycle. So if any of you have like any ideas of really awesome places to stay or really awesome places to see, well, I'd love to know that as well. So for those of you that are thinking about TooMuchWifi as a financial opportunity, we're doing pretty well, right? We found product market fit. We've got really attractive unit economics. We've got really consistent monthly growth. And most importantly, we've got excellent community impact. A little bit more about what we're looking for. Well, we're raising a bunch of money, right? We need that money to be smart money. We need folks to invest in our company that have excellent access to managerial talent, have really good understanding of strategic partnerships that we can have, and have experience on expansion and business integration. Well, we need them to help us with our unit economics. And most importantly, we need them to reinforce our Black empowerment objectives. And those really start with our leadership team. This is the leadership team that we're building. If you can help with any of this, please, please, please reach out. Send me an email, reach out to TooMuchWifi.co.za, tell them I'd love to see Ian on his trip, and I'm sure somebody will help you out. Hey, thanks so much, and really hoping to meet many of you on the trip. Bye now.